Hello and welcome to another episode of Do You Remembaer? It's an ongoing video series where I take a look at something, generally a Wikipedia article, but I could do other things. So far it's only been Wikipedia, whatever. Anyway, I take a look at some kind of article of something that I'm interested in talking to you about, and then I read the article and do my best to remember everything about it. I do my damnedest. And in this video, we're taking a look at Liebeck versus McDonald's restaurant. That's right. All right. I'm now closing it. I had it because I wanted to make sure I said the name properly. Liebeck versus McDonald's restaurant was a lawsuit. It was a case in civil court. Stella Liebeck. You know her better as the hot coffee lady, the lady who spilled coffee on herself and then sued McDonald's for almost $3 million. It says here 2.9. I remember reading the article 2.7 was awarded to her. It was, this is the lady just suing and everything that's wrong with America and our justice system, and used it as an example of frivolous lawsuits and all that. And I believed that. Now, I remember maybe 10 years ago, there was an HBO mini doc or a full-length documentary, I can't remember, called Hot Coffee that was about this case. And then there was a New York Times article later, a couple of years later, that they did a video that was also like, hey, we don't quite know why this became such a talking point for people, but let's chat about it. Let's talk about it and kind of figure out why. There are certainly frivolous lawsuits that come out there, and there are people who sue for damages, but like it was clearly their own fault. In this case, she certainly did make a mistake, but we need to talk about Stella. And I had always assumed that this was a woman who just, spilled coffee on herself that was driving or whatever, but she wasn't. She was in the passenger seat. Her grandson was driving. His truck did not have cup holders, which obviously puts the negligence of them. So she's holding the coffee and they pull over. So it's not even while he's driving. They pull over. She goes to pull the lid to put in her cream and sugar or whatever, and spills coffee on herself. And that obviously sucks. And it was hot. It was very, very hot. Because the idea of McDonald's is you get it piping hot because you're going to drive away and you're going to drink it somewhere else, right? That's what they want you to do. So they got to have it really hot so by the time it cools a little bit, whatever. This is in 92. So today, their coffee cups are going to probably hold heat longer. Looks like the major companies that sell coffee don't do it at quite the temperature. I forget the exact temperature, but it was very hot. It was very, very hot. So she goes to the hospital. She has medical care to pay for. Her family, her daughter, somebody ends up taking out time at work to help take care of her. So that's what she wants from McDonald's. Pay for my medical bills and my continued treatment. Pay her back for the relative back for the time they put in to help Stella. And McDonald's is like, no. Now they'll eventually want to settle with people, but they don't want to settle for they don't want to pay $20,000 because then other people are going to sue them, and they got to keep paying out. And to them, a protracted legal battle is worth more than is worth more of their time than $20,000 is. So they say no. And Stella gets a lawyer and is going to go to court. And that her lawyer puts offers in. I think it was like $90,000 at one point. Just be like, we can just let this go. We don't have to deal with this. No, they're going to go for it. Well, they argue. Basically, they're like, I think eventually the judge says, look, this is like 20% her fault and 80% McDonald's fault. This coffee's too damn hot. And McDonald's is found at fault. And because this is a civil case, there is a jury. And the jury's just like, $2.6 million. Or 2.7, 2.9. I believe it was 2.6 or 2.7. Anyway, people were like, oh, because basically because of their negligence, her lawyer said, not like say, hey, definitely, but like, I mean, what if they just had to pay 2 days worth of coffee sales, which was about that much money at the time. Now, today's with inflation, it would be like $4 or $5 million, to be a lot of money. Anyway, so that's where they get this number of, oh, she became a millionaire. McDonald's had to pay millions of dollars. The judge is like, no, not that much. I'm going to adjust it because that's what judges do. And I forget the exact number he put in, but it was like way more than she originally, way more than 20,000. So maybe it was like 600. I think it was $600,000. You can look it up in the comments below or in the description below. I have the link to the Wikipedia article if you want to read it. He's like, yeah, $600,000, and you think there'd be an appeal. Maybe her lawyer is going to appeal. Maybe McDonald's is going to appeal. Well, we don't know. It doesn't actually get that far. An undisclosed sum of money is basically convened between the two of them. I don't know if it was more than $600,000. I don't know if it was less than $2.6 million. But we don't know because they don't have to disclose that information. They settled. And that's the end of it. Since then, Stella has passed away. She was 79 when this was happening, and she did have very severe burns. This is not a happy story. I got fucking pissed off when I was reading about this. I got pissed off 11 years ago when I heard about the documentary, and it was just like, it's the late night. It's the late night of it. I believe that was the New York Times video kind of argued that there was like corporate interests were attempting to make this woman feel foolish. And I don't know if there was a conspiracy against this woman, but I do know that late night talk shows, it was certainly funnier to be like, check out this lady who doesn't know how to hold her coffee. What'd she do? Oh no, my finger. What am I going to do? She had burns. She did require surgery, and it was a big deal. And again, she was asking for medical care costs. She was asking for $20,000, which is nothing. For McDonald's in 1992, that's nothing. So it sucks that we buried this woman, and to this day, she is the butt of a joke. She is, if you are going to talk about frivolous lawsuits, you talk about the lady who sued McDonald's. Is she the last person to sue McDonald's? No, she's certainly not. And Starbucks and anywhere else, any fast food place that sells coffee, have also had lawsuits. Some get thrown out, some go to trial, some have major payouts. I don't think that this was a frivolous lawsuit. I think that, yes, this woman should not have tried to open that coffee, pulled over while in a car. If there had been a cup holder, she could have done it in the cup holder. Maybe she saved her lap and all this time, certainly. But also, it's very clear that McDonald's makes coffee that's way too hot. And was found in this lawsuit and through investigations, it is their policy to make that coffee that hot. And so I don't have any good answers other than, I guess, let's have a little more skepticism. I think that there's been a pushback on skepticism because when we think of skeptics, we think of conspiracy theorists. And granted, that's reasonable, but also let's be a little more skeptical with the things we read, the things we see, things that are presented to us as humorous. In the same way that we look at, we should be looking at a critical eye for statements made by people in authority. We should also be looking at that and like, well, what happened to that lady? Because it never occurred to me to wonder, did she actually get burned, or is this a frivolous lawsuit? I never questioned it. I just accepted it. And so I hope that all of you won't just accept it, that you will also question things. And also, hey, while you're at it, while you're thinking of things you can question, think of things that I can do a Do You Remember about. Put in the comments below. Again, this date did make me furious. This is my second time recording because when I listened to the playback previously, of the first take of this, I was too angry. I was yelling and swearing a lot more than I did in this one. So this is take 2. So I remembered maybe even less than I did the first time. I don't know. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Yeah, leave a comment of something you'd like to see me do a Do You Remember about. Oof. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.